Hey folks, Charlie in Westeros back from England here, and finally ready to share another fun facts video on a major house in Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire, and this time I will be giving you all 5 fun facts about House Tully you just might not know about. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump right into this video. Starting with number 1, the Kingless House. Unlike practically all of the other great houses of Westeros, the Tullys of Riverrun never ruled as independent kings or even princes of the Riverlands. For much of their history, the Riverlands were only ever ruled by other local houses or rulers of the other main houses of Westeros, including the Durrandon kings of the Stormlands and the Whores of the Iron Islands. In fact, the Tully family only came to power as Lords Paramount of the Trident, due to being the first house in the area to declare in favor of the newly arrived first king of Westeros, Aegon the Conqueror, thereby beginning the rebellion against the Iron Islanders in favor of House Targaryen. That said, this wasn't the first time the Tully family would rebel against their kings and overlords, which brings me to my next point. Number 2, Tullys as Turncoats. The Tullys were originally first men nobles who supported a legendary king of the rivers and the hills named Tristan Mud against the invading Andals. However, when the mighty Andal warrior Armistead Vance defeated the Mud King in battle, the then Lord Edmure Tully switched his allegiance over to support the Andal Knight. It was the son of this Tully, named Axel, who would go on to raise a red castle he named Riverrun on land that the aforementioned Andal Knight granted to the family. Right or wrong, the Tullys would twice rebel once again in recent Westerosi history, first against the Mad King Aerys Targaryen, and a second time against Joffrey Baratheon in supporting Robb Stark as king in the north. Number 3, the Tully appearance. Like a number of other houses, the Tullys also have fairly characteristic appearances. That is, a tendency towards auburn hair, high cheekbones, and bright blue eyes. Just as is demonstrated in Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire, practically all the Stark children in fact possess Tully features, the only notable exception being Arya Stark. That said, it appears that the show hasn't entirely kept to this book trend, since Bran and Rickon appear to be less Tully-like than their sister and brother in Sansa and Robb. Number 4, the Blackfish Mystery. One of the greatest contemporary known Tully figures in Brynden the Blackfish was that for much of his life he was estranged from his older brother, who was the then ruler of Riverrun, Hoster Tully. The reason behind this was that he refused to marry a certain Bethany Redwine, a woman chosen by his brother for him in order to advance their family fortunes. This is interesting on 2 counts. For one, and although this is not confirmed, the fact that Bethany's maiden name of Redwine is the same that Lady Olenna possessed prior to her marriage into the Tyrell family means it may have been possible for the Blackfish and Lady Olenna to have actually been related by marriage at some point. What makes this equally interesting, though, is due to the fact that there hasn't been any concrete reason as to why Brynden refused to marry Bethany Redwine, has led many to suspect that the Blackfish may have been more interested in men, or at the very least, was disinterested in women. Whatever the case may be, it would seem that not one, but 2 Redwine women of this generation were rejected by 2 male lords, the other being Olenna Redwine's betrothal to Prince Daeron Targaryen, who is in fact confirmed to have been interested in men. Number 5, the Tully-Baelish connection. Despite being such a manipulative, dubious, and treacherous character, Peter Baelish grew up with the Tully family thanks to his father fighting alongside and befriending Catelyn Stark's own father, Lord Hoster Tully, during an earlier war of the 9 Penny Kings. Since Baelish came from a relatively poor and minor house, the friendship between the fathers allowed young Baelish to be fostered at Riverrun and raised alongside the Tully children. As a result, maybe, just maybe, if Lord Hoster had never met Peter's father, the young man would never have grown into the manipulative character we know now. But that is just one big hypothetical thought. Well, folks, those were 5 fun facts about House Tully you just might not have known about. Did you know any of these, if not all? If so, congratulations, give yourself a pat on the back. Of course, if there were any other facts you think I should have mentioned, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.
I cannot give you back your homes, but perhaps I can give you justice.